stations here at Turkey Run Campground are easy to get to. Wide turns, 2 lanes, won't be a lot of waiting. Dumpsters themselves are right next to the dump station. Because this is the 3rd weekend in a row that we've had rain, we're going to add a feature talking about water drainage. Here at Turkey Run, some of the sites can get a little muddy, do hold some water. This weekend, our site was fairly dry, really only getting mud once you got off the site itself, walking to another site. Back in the area of 156 through 183, this gets a little sloppy. Even the concreted pad site does hold some water. As you get back into this roundabout, these sites do not have concrete. They do have a gravel base with a little bit of blacktop base, but a lot of leaves and just a lot of that slick mud you can get in the water. A lot of tent campers this weekend. Some of them packed up last night and left because of the heavy rain. A few did stick it out. This weekend, this park was sold out of spots, but I think due to the weather, a lot of people backed out, ended up being fairly open. But even when this park is sold out, there is enough room in between the sites. You're not right on top of each other. And if you get back into this back area, it's got a little bit more wooded, a little more isolation. What's nice about these sites that when they put the trucks in front of the campers, it doesn't really overflow into the road. You've still got room to get around. Some of the park, as people start parking, it can get kind of tight moving things. Overall, the roads are in pretty good shape. There are a few spots with some potholes and some washouts, but they've maintained them. So it's not going to beat you or your truck up too much. At Turkey Run, you'll find the fire pits are all fairly good shape. Most of them the typical flat top grill, flip top grill. Picnic tables again, all of them seem to be in pretty good shape. Not too heavy, you can move them if you need to. View from the back side of our site. Big heavy ravine. You can see across the other sites, but there's enough distance that it's not too loud. For this week's campground rundown ratings of Turkey Run State Park, we're going to start with amenities. Overall, they're going to get a 4. That's a good pack of seasoned firewood. They have numerous bathhouses throughout the campgrounds. All of them are fairly new, very well maintained, very clean. Each site has its own electrical hookup with numerous water fills throughout the campground, with some of the newer water fills being right after the main entrance, easy to get into, easier to get the bigger campers into. Site grades so far, the ones we've been on, have been very level. But as you drive around, look, there are a few you can see in the older section or the more wooded sections that can get a little off grade, off camber, especially as you go towards the back of the campground itself. The dump station, this is one of the better dump stations in Indiana and that we've been to. It's newer, it's wide, multi-lane. There's not a lot of backup. There's plenty of room for people to get in and wait, and it's going to move you through pretty quickly. For accessibility at Turkey Run State Park Campground, we're going to give that accessibility a 4. Again, it's a good seasoned firewood bundle. The entrance is wide, easy to turn into. It's well marked. There are signage on both sides of the road. I will caution you that if you're following your GPS, it's going to take you through the country, bringing you in from the east side of the park, which can be some smaller dirt roads, gravel roads, some very tight turns. The easiest way to get in is to ignore your GPS once you're close, go in through the town of Rockville, past Rockville, let your GPS re-coordinate and take it in that way. you'll be much happier with that road system. Site locations are extremely nice. There's areas at the very beginning of the park where the bigger campers, people that may have a little bit of trouble backing the bigger campers and maneuvering the bigger campers, have plenty of room. If you want a little more isolation, look to the wooded areas. With caution that a few of the turnarounds can get a little tight, especially on the bigger campers. As you go further back in, down in some of the hollers where there are some camping, again, it can get a little tight, but it is doable. For atmosphere at Turkey Run, we're going to give it a 5. It's a hair singer. Just because of the atmosphere and the total location, everything this offers is why it's going to rank so high. For your site locations, when you're making your reservations, you need to watch the sites that are along the south side of the park because they do butt up to the main road coming in. If you're comfortable backing your camper in and you can really maneuver that thing, get into some of the heavier wooded sites and you won't have a problem. Again, if you have a little trouble backing your camper in, or if you have a bigger camper, utilize those sites right after the main entrance. You're going to be a little closer to your neighbors, but they're much easier to get into. Once you get into some of the back, more wooded spots, you're not close at all. You're 50, 60 foot in between campers, and in some cases even more. A few of the sites, when you're looking on the maps, you'll see that there's large ravines behind you, and I think we show that in one of the videos. We're quite a ways from the people from behind us. Cleanliness, this is a very clean park. We've never seen an issue with trash, and it's always well maintained. It's a very pet-friendly park. As long as you can control your dog, keep the barking to a minimum, your dogs are going to be happy here. Wildlife, this is one of the better spots in Indiana. You will see some deer, turkey, bald eagles. There's a variety of wildlife here. If you just take your time, you're going to see it. The accessibility to hiking trails, because of the location of this campground right next to the park itself, many of the main trails are connected to some of the sites. You can walk right from your sites to the main lodge and to some of the main areas. For our overall campground rundown rating, we're going to give this park a 4.3. It's one of the better parks in Indiana and actually one of the better parks in the Midwest. It's not overcrowded. It's one of the smaller parks, only a few hundred sites, if that. If you want to get in there, you will have to make your reservations within plenty of time. It's not one of these parks you're just going to be able to pull up and find a spot. Thank you for watching.